Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. NATO member admits using museum tanks to train Ukrainians. Denmark confirmed it had delivered a batch of heavy armored vehicles to Kiev, although an expert warned the vehicles could quickly become scrap. Denmark admitted to using museum exhibits to train Ukrainian crews to drive German-made Leopard 1 tanks. A statement released Friday said at least 6 sets of heavy armor were borrowed from several museums to meet training needs earlier this year. Copenhagen reached an agreement with the Netherlands and Germany in February to jointly purchase about 100 Leopard 1A5 tanks for Kiev. The project also involves training Ukrainian crew. Denmark operated Leopard 1A5 tanks until 2005. Copenhagen sold about 100 units to German company FFG in 2010, while some of the heavy equipment ended up in museums. The Danish army then decided to borrow them to begin training immediately after the decision to supply tanks to Ukraine was made, the statement said. The Danish army confirmed on Friday that it has delivered the first batch of Leopard 1 tanks to Kiev. The statement said 10 pieces of heavy equipment were in Ukraine and added that more equipment is being delivered. Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen said, together with Germany, Denmark provided nearly 100 tanks to Ukraine. According to the Danish army, the tanks need to be refurbished because they have not been used for several years. The announcement came just one day after a prominent German military expert expressed skepticism about the tank's potential role on the battlefield. Ralph Thiele, a retired colonel who served in the planning department of the German defense minister and the private cabinet of the NATO supreme commander, said these heavy armor could be useful but difficult can change the game. Chief of Staff of the NATO Defense College for the Swiss television channel SRF. Thiele, currently president of the German Political Military Association, said, old Leopard tanks have certain weaknesses, especially in terms of side protection. He added that they are easier to hit, sideways and have lower shooting quality than their successors. The retired colonel also asserted that tanks will become vulnerable once the enemy learns how to fight them. When asked whether it could be said that the West was supplying scrap metal to Ukraine, Thiele replied that if you want to say that mockingly, then, yes. This military expert also noted that if used for the wrong purpose, even new systems can quickly become scrap. This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.